Welcome back to the channel, folks. There's some big news because Sim Update 4 is now live, and in this video I'm going to give you my thoughts and impressions of MSFS 2024. How is it shaping up? Is it finally ready for prime time? I can't believe I'm saying that, but yep, that's right, because I've been testing Sim Update 4 with a range of VR headsets, including the Dream Air, the Play for Dream, the Varia XR4, the Crystal Super, the Quest 3, MEGANEX, the whole shebang. So in this video, I'm going to give you my rundown of what I think is most important in terms of the updates and whether it's actually a platform that's worth your time now, because it has been a rocky road, let's be honest. So a massive shout out to FS Academy for sponsoring this channel and making these videos possible. At the moment, they have a full range of tutorials for both 2020 and 2024. I'd highly recommend you give them a go, especially because they're from a real world airline captain. All the training missions are with lots of nav aids and additional information and resources to give you that feeling of being there with your instructor, especially in VR. It is something that I recommend to everyone out there to give it a go. Links for FS Academy will be in the description below. So lots of things to look forward to now that Sim Update 4 has finally been released. So the key features improvements, there's lots, but I'm just going to go through the major ones, particularly in terms of stability and improvements to ATC. The flight planner, the camera system has had a few tweaks. I still don't really like it that much, but it's better than it was. In terms of crash to desktops, I'm finding it pretty damn solid. There's also enhancements to avionics, such as the Garmin units, the Colin ProLine 21, AlNavRoot synthetic vision displays have been recalibrated for better accuracy. One of the things that really has grinded my gears in the past is when on a AlNavRoot, the flight plan oscillates too much. Now, according to Sabo, those flight path vectorizations, as they call it, have been refined now. So that is something that is definitely welcome. So really, this is the more exciting stuff for me. The VR performance, which we're going to get to in a moment, but also the visual and performance enhancements overall. That is both in 2D and VR modes. This update includes optimized grass rendering, which may not seem so important, but you know what, for those heli flyers out there, it is important, and general aviation fans like myself. But performance improvements at airports and aircraft and scenery is a big deal, because we've had a major issue with stutters and crash to desktops at, really intensely detailed airports. The main CPU thread has now been better optimized, leading to shorter loading times as well and better overall performance. Now, during the course of Sim Update 4, I have noticed that this has gradually improved. It's not perfect, to be honest, folks, and I think with medium spec PCs you're going to have to turn those settings down, especially at those larger airports. But overall, there is a lot more stability, and that's something that is very important, and less frame drops. It's not perfect though, folks, and there is definitely some work to do there. Now, on to VR improvements. Of course, the big one is the new foveated rendering scaling slider for both fixed and dynamic foveated rendering. My goodness, that's a mouthful. But yeah, basically in a nutshell, you can now change the box of what is high resolution, whether that's for a fixed without eye tracking headsets, so that you get those bars at the side. You can bring them in or out so that you get more detail or less detail and better performance. Of course, for dynamic foveated rendering users, eye tracking that is, it will basically follow your eyes, and you'll always get the sharpest, best visuals as you look around. However, in the past with Sim Update 3, that box has, well, been too large in my opinion, and you don't really benefit with that extra performance gain. You could change it in the config file, which I have shown previously in other videos, but now there is a scaling slider for it. This is a very much welcome addition. They could go a bit further with this maybe and change the shape so it's more rounded and circular instead of square. But you know what? I'm not going to be too picky about this, What this really means to me is that Asobo are taking VR a lot more seriously, and there has been a number of VR fixes as well, just little minor ones here and there, that really make it a great platform for VR now, folks. Honestly, if you're on the fence and you've been flying MSFS 2020, I would urge you to try 2024 now. I think the performance is fantastic, especially now we've got native DLSS 4 support. Together, combined with DFR or fixed foveated rendering, that is quite a powerful set of tools to really give you that extra boost in performance. There's also been a massive load of fixes for the default aircraft in terms of the electrical systems, enhancing their functionality, rendering improvements as well, such as jittering seatbelts and corrected artifacts with shadows, that kind of thing. And there's also now a Community 2024 folder which has been introduced for better compatibility. So in a nutshell, Sim Update 4 is a massive improvement in terms of enhancing stability, improving performance, the VR scaling features, which are absolutely very welcome indeed, and refining just the general visual elements as well as avionics, flight planning, and really getting under the hood to get better CPU optimizations. And the funny thing is, even though I've mentioned a ton of things that excite me, there's a lot more as well to be excited about. So I will leave a link, if there is one, from Asobo with the full list of improvements in the description below. In my opinion, this is the time where Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 has really been released. It should have been about now. It is at least well over a year too early, and this past year or so, well, we've all been beta testers, maybe even alpha testers at times, and it's been a frustrating time. But like I've said before, all it takes is that one special VR flight to really make you appreciate what we have at home now. It is an amazing hobby, and MSFS 2024 has come of age, finally. It is a fantastic platform. I give it my full recommendation. However, it obviously is not perfect. I don't think anything of this scale can be. It is a very complicated piece of software on your computer. If you think of all the code working together to give you what you're seeing right now on the screen in a VR headset with those visuals, flight dynamics, weather, which when you stop and think about it at this level is a dream come true for flight sim enthusiasts, Sim Update 4 is one of the most significant updates we've had to date. Now don't get me wrong folks, there is a lot of things I don't like about this sim as well. But I want to keep this quite positive because I am aware that Asobo has really been working their ass off to get to this stage. And I really hope they've learned from some of these mistakes they've made, especially releasing the sim too early, although I don't think that's something they had much say in the first place. But without getting too political in this video, I will say that overall, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 Sim Update 4 is a big deal for flight sim enthusiasts, especially for VR. What do you think? Please do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. But for now, that will do. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye bye for now.